my life. In all
I don't know. Let's
seriousness,
start with day one.
listen, I'm gonna start with an overarching theme that I really, really think the last 7 days of my life was filled with multiple milestone moments in my life that I think when I look back at my life, God willing, I can say the last 7 days was one of them. So
Okay.
last Tuesday, basically 1 week from today, I played my first DJ set, official DJ
Yep.
set, because I got paid for it. Um, I would say it was a good opening first set, good, you know what I mean? First time out playing in front of people, kind of seeing what my vibe might be like. It's funny. What Okay, so let's just say I broke down my parts of my set by genres. Let's say, right, different music
Yep.
genres. I'll say I hop back and forth, but when I do a little set, that's like 3 or 4 songs of the same genre. I will say that I was a little bit surprised by the "I'm Piano." That little set of songs that I did was the part that really got the crowd moving.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna definitely take a little bit of that and go forward. I want to hurry up and do another set because I want to. It's that crowd. It's that crowd reading that I want to get more practice of because I think it's really really important for being a DJ.
Yeah.
But I would say all in all, first set I think transition wise, could nobody tell the 2 times I kind of messed up, which is good. Um, and I was just setting the vibe off right, and I learned a lot from the guys after me. Uh, I think now, big dog. I think I'm just trying to. My biggest thing is okay. I've got a DJ name, and bam. By the way, the DJ name is Los D Mix. It's the same as my name across all socials. Los D Mix. I got to figure out now, where do I take this brand? How do I take this brand? Like, how do I, you know what I'm saying? How do I start, getting this DJ name out here? How do I start getting this DJ brand out here?
So
Uh,
what mix did you do because did you play the mix that you sent me? Because that was a pretty fire list.
I did probably about 80-85% of that
Okay.
mix. Okay, so here's an interesting part. Interesting. So story time, quick story
Yeah.
time. So during this mix, I got through that little "I'm a Piano" set that people are moving. And from this, my original plan from this was to go because I started off with like I call them SoundCloud gems, maybe songs you may not have heard of for the early crowd
Hmm.
that's in there, just to get them kind of, oh, what's he playing? Go to a little hip hop and R&B. It was Halloween, so I was deep in my 21 Savage Metro Future bag. From
Oh,
there,
did you play Thriller?
I did not play Thriller. I didn't want to play Thriller too early. I was the first of three, so I didn't want to play Thriller too early.
Okay, I got you.
But I did play some Michael Jackson. I played Smooth Criminal. It was an Amapiano version though. But I'm gonna get
Oh.
there. Yeah. So I went through. After that, I went through my hip hop R&B, 21 Metro, Future, that sound, and from there I went into I went into my Jersey, my Jersey club. That started a little bit of a oons sort of vibe. I don't know if you know what
Okay.
Jersey club is.
Yes, I was young back then.
Yeah, so went from that into the Amapiano. And then when I got to the Amapiano, it was rocking. Like it was rocking. I was playing like versions of song, like Amapiano versions of songs that people knew. So like Kiss
Okay.
It Better by Rihanna, Smooth
Oh,
Criminal,
Bob.
uh Kiss of Life by Sade, Nothing Can
Okay.
Come Between Us by Sade. Yeah, I got the Amapiano versions of that. And by then it was really, really rocking. So then I was getting ready to switch it to dance hall, little reggae tone. But then someone tapped me and said, "Yo, Darius, they want to hear some music to shake their ass to." And I was glad that she said that because that's a real life situation. That's if
Yes.
this is a sports podcast, that's situational football right there. I had a play for 3rd and 2. Coach gave me a play and said, "Hey, we're going long. It's 4 down
Oh,
territory. We're going to use this 3rd down to see if we can take a shot here." And that's what that situational football was. So I was prepared for one situation, got another, had to kind of flip it a little bit, and I was able to finish it off pretty well. And I'm glad it happened. My homie was like, normally DJs say, they don't really like requests. I'm not a fan of requests, but I'm glad
okay.
that happened because it lets me know that something like that may happen. What can you do in that time to kind of shift? So I was glad it
So,
happened. Go ahead.
what's the first song you played to get people to shake their ass to?
Um, uh, shoot, I had already played Clappers. I think I had played what's the name of that song? Throw Some Mo by Ray Shrummer.
Okay.
Yeah, get them started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
I'm proud.
I can't remember the next song I played, but I came away from that thinking I gotta figure out how to build on this. So here's some ideas. I want to get your thoughts on them.
Okay.
I think the first thing I gotta start doing. No, I didn't play Back That Ass Up, Bam. I left that for the DJs after me. So for context, everyone, I did the opening DJ set from a party that was from 8 to about 1:30 a.m. I went from about 8 to about 9:15, 9:30. Well, really, I started about 7.
That's a good set.
Well, really, I started about 7:45 and probably went to about 9:15.
Okay, that's a solid good set.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. I think the first step is I got to start doing gigs so I can get more recognition. In order to do gigs, I'm thinking I got to go on a tour of just going into like clubs and venues that I go to, talking to like bars and managers and saying, hey, I'm a DJ, local DJ in the area, trying to get my name out here. I think I may need a business card though, like a card or like a QR code or something.
So your transitions, well, you start every set with a wrestling promo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then how can we tie that into the brand? Like, how can we tie wrestling? And I don't know what that is.
Honestly, I got to tie that into the flyers.
Yeah,
you got to be like wrestling themed flyers, like how they do the matchups.
Like the old school Ohio Valley wrestling.
Mm-hmm. You think I can hit up Dina, who worked on our art? Because you see how I've been using our art with our
it's
stuff.
It's worth a shot. Oh,
right.
Dog, and I saw in your picture, like you need to walk around with the championship belt. Like that has to be the steez.
You think that's gotta be at all my sets, the championship belt?
It has to be, right? Like that's part of the brand. Oh, you know what else you could do? Well, this is over the top, especially for Apple Halloween. It's like you could dress like a wrestler for every set. So like one set you dress up like Ric Flair, another set you dress up like Nation of Domination Rock. The next one you come in
or what if I buy a Rey Mysterio luchador mask?
If I would say that's cool, but for people who that means something to, like I would say, be ready to talk about the history of luchador wrestling because that mask is tied to a lot of heritage.
Actually, let's just stick with the belt. Maybe let's just stick with the belt.
I was like, that mask means a lot to some
but
people.
I can just, you know what I can do? I need to find one more wrestling themed drop. I got the Rock one. I got the Ric Flair one. I gotta listen to some old promos to find one more. But I definitely think I got to get a business card, or not a business card, like a little note card or a QR code that'll link to my socials. And here's another thing I'm thinking: all these mixes that I've been sending you and some other people, I think it's time that I record a really good one and finally put it out to the world. So that way, even if I give someone like my business, like a card with my socials on it, if I have a link to my latest or best sets, at least they can hear it and they can be like, okay, I can dig his style.
I'm trying to think of something that is unique to wrestling that you can hand out in lieu of a business card. Something that's like a miniature. I don't know if they make these, like the ring bell. Well, it's time for the match. They ring the bell. Like, what if you had like that, and on the back it had like your socials on it? You know what? Hold on.
Say that again.
You know how before the match starts, they ring the bell, the announcer's like, coming to the ring. Like, what if you had miniature bells, and on the bottom of the bell would be the QR code to your socials, or like how people can talk. So it's unique, right? Everyone's handing out cards, and here you are, a little bell that works.
Or you know what I could do?
What's that?
What if I bought? Nah, it's a little costly. I think it's something. But look, I met a DJ. She gave me this. Socials on the back.
Yeah, like that's cool. But like
But what if I got something like this that's championship belt themed?
Yeah, I was like, we need something that like that's very minimalistic. It's black and white. Like yours is going to be gold. It's going to pop.
Think so?
You
I think
know
that's
what?
what I
I
got.
wonder if you could find like the person who did the art for the show. Like, I wonder if she could make you like a custom championship belt.
See, now you're getting costly because those things cost.
No,
And we got
I'm not talking about a physical one. Like, she can make one digitally, and that's what goes on your cards. And then once you're in the game, yeah, you can get a custom belt. But in the meantime, like, you'd have one designed for you.
so I got one even better. We could use like something like a belt on a card, but we can get like a QR code sticker with that design that you're talking about, and that way I can put one on my computer. That way, anytime someone sees me, they can scan it, or I can have stickers that I give out to people.
Yes.
Boom.
I like the sticker idea over a card.
Maybe it's a sticker in general then, and no card.
And you know what you could wear? You could buy a pair of wrestling boots and put your stickers on them.
Okay. When it comes to shoes, I do have to stay loyal to the brand.
I mean, don't they have like wrestling shoes?
I can look into that. We should.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We got some ideas.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We're gonna talk after this. After this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 121 of Speak On It. I am the bro with the fro that is still continuing to grow. Your resident DJ, Los D Mix, here with the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Danny Ocean. How are you doing, my good brother? It is awesome to see you.
I'm great. It's great to see you. We were off last week. I do have a funny story. Speaking of being bald, today at work, I work with a lot of women, a lot of older women, and today they were talking about weave, and apparently there's something called infused weave. Hear me out. And I said,
"Oh, that's that weed that gets you high."
No. It's like a weave. They explained it to me. I'm still confused. And they were like, Matthew, they're like, you don't know what infused weave is? And I just took my hat off. It's like, no, I don't know anything about weave.
See, you played it wrong. Here's what you got to do.
You about to say something reckless.
Here's what you got to do. Hear me out.
Okay.
This is where you went wrong. Okay. So they was like, some infused weave. You don't know what infused weave is? Here's what you're supposed to do. Okay. Oh, I don't know what infused weave is? HR? Boy, I am doing the snoop. Boy, I'm walking to HR like, check me, give me that check, give me that, give me that. Boy, what is you talking about? I'm going to HR. Come on, pay me. Somebody got to pay me.
Straight Title IX. Straight.
Listen, why do you think I'm growing my hair out?
Oh, so someone says it's nappy, you can retire?
No. Although I wish they would. But I'm growing my hair out to get braids.
Right.
And then when I get braids,
not the Jaylen Brown braids.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on somebody to touch my hair. Ooh.
It's a wrap.
It's how I'm walking in HR. Give me that check. I'm using all the buzzwords. What is it? Triggered. It landed on me. I felt
you got to throw ancestors. Yeah, so you got those ancestors in there.
The weight of my ancestors were on me. Oh, I'm coming with all the buzzwords. Listen, you think I see all these people get paid from being some punk ass bitches and I ain't gonna join in? As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you follow the pod at speakonit_pod. That is speakonit_pod. Bam, our good friend Bam, good friend of the show, he's in the comments saying that it landed on me, and I need to pause that. I'm going to play that because it landed on me and I'm getting paid. Danny, let the people know where the good podcast is brought to them by.
It's hard to follow it up. This pod's brought to you by going2.com. A lot of you are on the verge of championship runs and playoff pushes. I know I am gearing up for some in a few leagues and some other leagues. I am not. It doesn't matter either way. Head over to going2.com for all your daily and all your fantasy needs across all sports and different leagues.
Before we get into this, since we're on fantasy a little bit.
Yep.
I think it's fair, and I want to come to the table. I want to come clean. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes there comes a point in your life where you got to look at what's going on and you got to be honest with your situation. I came in here about 9-10 weeks ago, and I talked about our Dynasty League, and I talked about, hey, I feel good about this team, the Horned Ducks.
Yeah,
I feel good about where they're about to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I was lying my ass off. I knew this team was going to be bad. This team is hot basuda. Basuda. So bad that as I look back on the trades I've made this season, the number one thing that I am really glad that I did was trade away my first round pick. Why? Because if I would have had my first round pick, that bitch would be useless. I know I'd be picking fourth.
Oh, because you have no chance of winning the consolation tournament. I got
Best thing I did was trade that first round pick of mine. This team's bad. It's really bad. Now, the flip side, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're wondering, well, what did you make all these trades for? How are you? I traded away a lot of talent. Essentially, this league got broken up into 3 tiers.
Yep.
You got everyone who sold out and just traded away everything because they're going all in on a championship this year. That's probably the top 5 seeds.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say top 3.
3, 4, 5, whatever.
Okay.
Then you got the bottom about 3 or 4 teams who know we are completely out of it. There is not a fighter's chance in hell that we are seeing anybody's playoff.
Nope.
And then there's one team in particular that just won't admit they're in the gutter with us. That's old Bam. That's old Bam. Bam's holding on. He has hope that he can make the playoffs.
I appreciate
it. And as I look at my team, ladies and gentlemen, listen, the funny thing is, I look at my team in 3 years, I think this team could be really good. I think this team could. Let me tell you how many draft picks I now have in our draft, in our 2024 draft. I have a first of Bam's. I have Bam's first round pick. I traded and got my own second round pick back with Bam. So I have my second round pick, which now I know will probably be 204, more than likely. I have your third round pick. I have Kyle's third round pick. I have Greg's third round pick, and I have Sayet's third round picks. That's 4 third round pick. I got 40% of the third round.
Yep.
I think there's some good pickings in there. I think if I do my draft right, maybe make some more trades, I could be into something. So I'm putting the word out right now. If you are in our Dynasty League, as of right now, I have 4 quarterbacks. If you want to make a trade, let's make a trade. I have Trevor. I have Baker. I don't think anyone's going to trade for Baker. I have Deshaun, and I have Jared Goff. If you're interested in a quarterback,
nothing nasty, man.
Let me know.
What's the price for Trevor Lawrence? Not that I'm interested.
Oh man, I think. I would at least need either an equitable wide receiver or running back, or if we're talking draft picks, I think a second round pick. I'll give you a second round pick
for Trevor right now.
Not straight up. We're not doing straight up.
Oh, okay.
It'd have to be a package, but Bam. I'm glad you saw my joke. Yo, I put that. So for context, ladies and gentlemen, Bam in our chat says, Bam in our chat says, bro gets 4 QBs and wants to start a super flex. So Bam is referring to a joke I made in our Dynasty League chat. I said, if everyone's interested in a few years, we can start a Dynasty League. And then I turned my notifications off and threw my phone just to let people know I wasn't going to stick around to see those comments. I hope the league knows I was really kidding. We are going to keep this a 1 QB league for now. But yeah, I also got Devon Achane on IR who should be coming back. Kendrick Bourne, I'm going to keep him on my roster. I think he's going to be a good player. He's just a little injured. Zach Ertz is a little past his prime. I got Luke Musgrave, Trey McBride, two young tight ends, Christian Watson, Jake Bobo. I don't know. He might be on to something. I'm trying to hold on to Tajay Spears. I think he'll be taking over soon for Derrick Henry. I don't know. I got some players. So if anyone's interested in a quarterback in our league, let me know. We can talk about some things. I am trying to keep Trevor Lawrence if I can. I think the other 3 quarterbacks of mine, Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, and Jared Goff, are definitely up. But speaking of the NFL, Danny, you ready to get into it, my brother?
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little NFL. We're going to talk a little college football playoff. We'll talk a little bit Michigan and they cheating ways. And then in our quick hitter section, we'll probably get into a little NBA, maybe a little bit more fantasy. Let's talk about the NFL.
Let's do it.
Last night, there was a Monday Night Football game.
Was there because I went to bed.
It was an ass kicking that pissed me off because coming into the game, the Chargers were the 32nd ranked pass defense. You would think that even Zach Wilson, after seeing some of the quarterbacks who've gone off on the Chargers, you would think Zach Wilson would be able to get his game off. He could not.
Well, it was embarrassing. Zach Wilson is not even the 32nd best quarterback in the NFL.
Bruh, it was really embarrassing. It was. Where do the Jets go from here? Do you think there's a chance that Rodgers even comes back for real?
Oh no, he's lying his ass off. Aaron Rodgers is lying to keep himself relevant. I will say, I have so much respect for Robert Saleh. His ability to keep his calm while watching Zach Wilson do whatever it is
that bullshit he be doing.
And I think Troy and Joe were they're just talking about just the look on his face. Like, shout out to Robert, because that is some real adversity, and he looks really calm. Because can you imagine if that was Bill Parcells?
There's no way you're looking at his face and saying he looks really calm. He on the side. Did you watch Hard Knocks? First off, he low-key kind of cynical.
Yo, he threw Zach under the bus multiple times. I watched Hard Knocks, and it was the first episode, and they're in a defensive meeting, and the defensive coordinator, like, they're watching clips of Aaron throw the ball on the defense and complete it. He was like, yeah, that's our quarterback, guys. We got a chance to win. And I was like, oh, they hate Zach.
He just won't ready. He just was.
No, he'll never be ready. If he ain't ready, this year 3.
Listen. The Jets are what, 4-4 now?
Something like that. Yeah.
This is the problem. They're not bad. They're a good team, but they're not good enough to be contenders, but they're not bad enough to be at the bottom of the barrel. So they're in football purgatory, what we like to call
it. They have a quarterback though, right? If they didn't have a quarterback, yes, but Aaron is coming back next year. So even if you get a top 10 pick, you can draft a pretty blue chip player on offense or defense. It doesn't matter. You can do best player available or if one of the quarterbacks drops.
There's no guarantee this team's going to be this team next year. You don't know who you're going to lose. You don't know about schedule. I think they're in football purgatory.
Well, if they're last in the division, they'll get a 4th place schedule next year, which means it'll be easier. If you think Aaron is coming back, which I think all signs are pointing that Aaron will be back next year, you just reload and go all in again. So if you have the 10th overall pick, you can draft a blue chip tackle. You can draft another receiver to complement Garrett Wilson. You can draft a tight end. Like, you have a few options there for your offense. Or if it's higher than that and one of these quarterbacks start to slide, well, now you just use it as a hostage chip. Drake May's coming up. Like, do you want Drake May? Atlanta, well, XYZ is what we're going to need. Like, if you're the Jets, the season isn't completely, like, you're not in purgatory yet. If they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, like, yeah, I'm done, and they have like the 7th overall pick, yeah, dog, that'd be nasty business.
Okay. What about the Chargers? Where do you think they go from here? Like, where do you see the Chargers when you look at their team?
They're the Chargers.
I think the Chargers are a team who needs to be tanking, but
they should. But they have their quarterback, and they just paid him. You can't take when you're paying Justin Herbert top 5 money. Like, that's not an option. Like, if he were hurt, you could excuse it. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is fire Brandon Staley, because all those resources are going into the defense, and it's still some cheeks.
Well, not versus the Jets, they were. Any surprise wins and losses from the week?
All I got is Seattle getting waxed. Like, I think I saw a tweet. It was like, "Oh, this might be the best schedule of games for the season." In the morning, you had a competitive game, Miami and Kansas City. Everyone pointed to Baltimore, Seattle in the 1 o'clock window, Philly, Dallas in the 4:05, 4:25 window, and then you had Bengals and Bills like to round out the day. It was like, "Oh, this is going to be a great day of football." And then Baltimore, man. We're going to talk about the Ravens later, but goodness, man, they beat the hell out of Seattle. I didn't see that coming.
Listen, if I had a surprise win, here we go.
Here we go.
If I had a surprise win for the week, I'm going to be honest with you. It might be the rookie of the year, C.J. Stroud, in the Houston Texans. I was watching that game, and I was for sure like, "Oh, this is over. 40 seconds left. They ain't finna do nothing with it." Boy, did they.
He said,
C.J. Stroud told us versus Georgia that he was the best quarterback in that draft, and we didn't believe him. We didn't believe him. He's really good. I think he's got offensive rookie of the year pretty locked up.
Now, in his defense, now I know people are saying Bryce Young is trash. C.J. Stroud's offensive line is head and shoulders above what Bryce Young is working with. I think that's important to point out. And the weapons, not to take away from C.J., because C.J. is definitely rookie of the year. Like he's him, but I'm just saying, like in regards to Bryce, like Bryce's best option is how old is Adam Thielen? 37.
He not that old, but he up there, like 32.
Adam Thielen in his mid to late 30s.
He 30.
He has to be.
He 33.
He's 33. Okay. When's his birthday? Oh, okay. He just turned 33. Yeah, in football years.
Are you 8?
I mean, I'm 34.
It's football. As long as they can still play, they can still play.
I mean, Adam Thielen can't be your number one and expect your rookie to do something special.
Listen, I think it's funny. Do you remember some of our predictions before the season? I was a little bit right about those Jaguars.
You had them in the top of the AFC, didn't you?
And they were right up there near it.
Jacksonville. I still need to see it with Jacksonville. Like
You're seeing it.
I'm still in a little disbelief. Like I'm not saying they're not a good team, because they are. Like they could be an Arrowhead for the AFC Championship game. Wouldn't shock me at all because of Doug Peterson, and he's Doug Peterson. But I mean, what have the Jags done that have impressed you?
They beat the Bills handedly.
Does that? And I say this: I watched the Eagles lose the Bills.
If you consider Buffalo a contender, you have to. They played Kansas City pretty tightly. I mean,
they did. They did.
Jacksonville,
but they also got throttled by the Texans. They lost by 20 to the Texans.
Well, the Texans are a little bit better than we think they are.
I not a disbeliever in the Jags. I'm just not all the way in on the Jags.
Do you think the AFC is looking at the NFC like it's sweet?
Absolutely. Hell yeah. What are the top teams in the AFC in no order? You got the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Ravens,
Browns,
the Steelers, the NFC North.
Yeah, then you have what's the teams? The Dolphins. Jacksonville.
Dolphins can't beat anybody worth mentioning, so we're gonna take them out.
But they'll be there, so you gotta beat them.
Okay, now let's jump to the NFC. You got Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers, and Detroit.
Nah, there's a big question mark on Detroit because you've seen them.
That's what I'm saying, right? You rip off 3 teams, and you have your questions about each of those top 3 teams, and then then it's like a gap, and then it's like, oh, Detroit, Minnesota. Like the
NFC is really sweet. I think the AFC, listen, the AFC's got to be minus 100 in terms of winning the Super Bowl.
So I saw a tweet today of the point differential. Every AFC has a positive point differential. Every NFC division has a negative point differential.
It's nasty in the NFC. Like it's a bunch of childish teams. It's a bunch of really childish teams. So what I think I'm seeing is all those years that Aaron was really battling out against these crazy good teams in the NFC while Tom Brady was on the other side just beating up on the kiddie squads. I think all those teams are bad for so long. I think the pendulum is swinging in the way of the AFC.
Well, yeah, too bad Aaron's over there now.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the Packers in general, but like,
okay.
I'm saying like the Aaron and the Packers used to be in the tougher conference.
Yeah, and now it's the other way. So wherever Aaron goes, that's where the tougher conference.
Because there are some teams in the NFC that I'm like, yo, dog, this is a professional football team, Packers included.
And the Packers can make the playoffs, which is hilarious.
Let's talk about the Cowboys and the Eagles, though.
Yeah, let's talk about
I need
the
to
Cowboys
know
and the Eagles.
How confident really are you in this Eagles team? I know they've only lost one game, but you can't tell me that you're that confident.
I'll know more because this is the bye week, and then it's the gauntlet. It's Kansas City, Buffalo, who else is it? Dallas again, Seattle, and I'm missing another team in there. Like this is the meat of the schedule. Pause. I am confident that this team can score with anyone. I am not confident that this team can stop anyone. Like if the pass rush, like if they aren't getting to the quarterback, dog, the middle of the field is just like you saw CeeDee Lamb. Like the Cowboys legit just put CeeDee Lamb in the slot or in the backfield, and they're like, CeeDee, just go get open. And he did. He had almost 200 yards. Like that's how you beat the Eagles. Like the linebackers are weak, slot corner is weak. Put your best receiver in the slot. You're going to get an undrafted free agent on him, and just say, "Hey, dog, go get open." And that's it.
How has the Eagles fared against teams with better tight ends?
I mean, you saw. I mean, Ferguson. It's not more so tight ends. It's just whoever is running in the middle of the field. It could be a tight end. It could be a slot receiver. Whoever's in the middle of the field, they're going to eat.
And who's y'all's next game?
Kansas City next Monday night. It's in Arrowhead. Oh, that's an L. Like that's an L.
So that means and Travis Kelce coming.
Oh, San Francisco. Game? San Francisco is the other game. So it's Kansas City, Buffalo at home. That's Kelly Green. Then San Francisco at home. On the road at Dallas. On the road to Seattle.
So y'all gonna play Kansas City in Kansas City after Travis Kelce had a bad game.
Listen, dog, that game's and of course it's Monday Night Football. That's an L. Like the one thing you could do, because I don't trust the Chiefs' other receivers, I would say we'll just put James Bradbury in the slot on.
No, don't put James Bradbury nowhere.
Yeah, but James Bradbury be getting cooked. Like he be getting cooked all year. Yeah. So you gonna put Darius Slay in the slot?
Got
Slay don't play. No, Slay don't play in the slot. Dog, whatever the over-under for Travis Kelce is, not this Monday night, the following Monday night, take the over. Whatever the receive, I don't care if the receiving yards is 149.5. Take the over.
Does this loss by Dallas to the Eagles, does this drop them, in your opinion, in the NFC rankings, or do you still have them in that top three?
So a lot of they're still top three. They're going to be top three regardless, because they're like it's San Francisco, Philly, Dallas. Like that's the cream of the crop. For me, it's if you're Dallas, I saw something like Dallas could go 9-0 the rest of the way, and the Eagles could lose 3 games, and the Eagles would still get the NFC East crown. All right, so like losing that game Sunday meant way more to them than if the Eagles had lost it.
Even if they beat y'all the second time?
Yep, doesn't matter.
Why?
So what's his face? How many games are the Cowboys? They're 5-3.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are 8-1. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Eagles, they can go 9-0, and the Eagles could lose 2 games. I believe because of interconference. I didn't get into the logistics.
No,
I just know that
I need to check some sources, because I think if y'all lose more games than they do, then they'll get it.
Yeah. Record wise, yeah.
And y'all are due for at least 1, maybe 2 losses that you probably shouldn't have had, like the Jets loss. You're due for one of those games. Plus a team that just flat out beat you.
I think they'll lose to the Chiefs, and I think they'll lose to Dallas, and Texas. I think they'll lose those 2 games.
Do y'all play? Y'all don't play the Giants again?
We haven't played the Giants at all. We played this.
Oh,
So
so you
after
played.
that gauntlet, it's the Giants twice and the Cardinals.
Nah, y'all wouldn't lose to the Cardinals.
Yes, we would.
It's funny because y'all will lose one of those 3 games. That's the
No.
one. That's the one I'm saying that y'all gonna lose for no reason.
Nah, they're not gonna lose those games. If they lose to the Giants without Daniel Jones, we need to have a conference. Like by then, they would have put on the season. Saquon might be nursing some sort of injury. Like
We'll
go
see.
out there and cook them right quick.
We'll see. Speaking of the Giants, where do you think they go from here after the Daniel
Home.
Jones?
They go the hell home. That's it.
If you're the Giants and you get a top 5 pick, do you consider taking a quarterback?
How can you not? But at the same time, you still owe Daniel Jones. You gonna pay all that money in dead cap to release him? You hitched your wagon to him,
And his money is guaranteed next season.
Yeah, like you at least have one more year. So either A, you're gonna draft someone top 5 and make them sit behind Daniel Jones, or you're gonna draft someone top 5 and have the most expensive backup quarterback in NFL history. Like Brock Osweiler will retire the crown of the best grifter on earth.
Listen, I think Arizona and the New York Giants are twins. I think they don't know what the hell to do with their starting QB. New York, this is what I'm going to say. Pray for Daniel Jones' speediest recovery and go out there. I don't even want to tell y'all to draft an offensive lineman because y'all don't do a good job for some reason at developing them. Just go out there and get the best receiver possible and just let them figure it out.
Here's the thing, man. At least Kyler Murray gets to trial for an NFL team.
They're not trading Kyler Murray.
If Caleb Williams is sitting right there. Keely, I don't want the Giants. I don't want Caleb Williams in my division. No, thank you.
Y'all see Caleb Murray. Y'all see Caleb Williams playing in Arizona with a different number, and y'all gonna tell me that y'all think that this a New York Giants version would really take the league by storm?
I low key think Caleb will be most dangerous in DC. Like they had the USK Terry, you got Jahan, you got Curtis.
Maybe I just don't believe in the hype.
I mean, I can understand why you don't believe in Caleb Williams. I will say, like, he has to play perfect. He has scored enough points every week to win a football game. Like when you scoring 35 points a week, that should be more than enough to win a football game. But your defense is giving up 50. Whoa, Keely, pause. Keely said they have time to build the line and let Daniel Jones take a beating while they rebuild it.
Keely a freak ass boy.
Keely
a freak ass boy. He a freak ass boy. Listen, he a freak ass boy. Let's go to Baltimore, right?
Yeah, let's go to Baltimore.
So the Ravens are being mentioned amongst the NFL's best.
Yes.
And if you look even closely or even closer at the AFC North, you see that this division, as they're saying in the comments, is really the best division in football. A real dog fight. You see flaws in every team, but they all are above 500. They're all in position, playoff position if the playoffs start today. So tell me, who do you have in your lead dog in this AFC North race, you think?
So it should be the Ravens, right? And I think one thing we talked about is why isn't Lamar getting like the love? So I went and I did some digging. Like his stats aren't that impressive. He's thrown 9 touchdowns. He's thrown receptions. He's run 5 touchdowns. QBR. So like when you account total touchdowns, rushing and passing, that's just as many as Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, and wait for it, Josh Dobbs. Like that's not that impressive, but they're winning because they're the best run game in the NFL. For me,
and one of the best defenses.
And one of the best. They're playing good old-fashioned 2000s Ravens football, and good for them. I will say, I want to pick the Ravens to win the AFC North, but the Browns have arguably the best defense in football in the easiest schedule out of those teams. The question is, like, can the nasty man do it? Pause.
Hey yo, guard. We got him right here. Guard, get him.
Can the nasty man pull this off?
Get him, guard. Get him. Listen, I think as long as the Browns, I think the Browns' formula to win is good defense and running the football. I think Deshaun Watson's shoulder is bothering him a little bit more than I think he may be giving off. I think it might be really requiring of surgery. But I still think the Ravens are at the top of this division. Yeah. The only team, in my opinion, that can really challenge them is Cincinnati Bengals. I think if
so far behind,
they got to. Yeah, how many games? 3?
Yeah, and their schedule is brutal the rest of the way. Like they have the hardest schedule
in the NFL.
No, out of the people in the NFC North. So here they have the Texans, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Jags, the Colts, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Browns.
They're in the season with the Browns.
Season with the Browns.
Because they started the season with the Browns.
I believe they did. Yes, they did. And they lost 24-3. Yeah, they are. So they have losses to the Browns and the Ravens already.
So that means they have to beat them in order to
split. And you probably need to sweep the Steelers, which is no cakewalk.
Steelers are a tough out. What does the Steelers schedule look like for the rest of the way?
I had looked all these schedules up earlier. The Steelers.
When does the Steelers, if they already played the hard part of their schedule, they have a chance to sneak in there?
Let's see. So they have the Packers, the Browns, the Bengals, the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Colts, the Bengals, the Seahawks, and the Ravens.
So not terrible.
It's not. I know we talk about Mike Tomlin, and we should. He's a Hall of Fame coach. But I don't trust Kenny Pickett at all, man. Any man that got to wear gloves to throw the ball ain't for me.
Do you think the Steelers look back on that draft pick of Kenny Pickett in which they would have maybe just taken a veteran and maybe waited a year or two?
So here's the thing about that. Who would have been your quarterback in the meantime? Who is better than Kenny Pickett that was a real option for the Steelers at that time? Like you might as well take a shot on an unknown asset than going to Jimmy G.
Why? Why everyone hate on Jimmy G?
I don't hate on Jimmy G. I just know what I'm getting with Jimmy G. So if I draft Kenny Pickett in the floor of Jimmy G in the Mitch Trubisky, maybe Maserati Mitch, but I think Maserati Mitch is at the point of his career when he's a backup.
Mitch Trubisky, not a bad option either.
I mean, yeah, for 2 or 3 games, but you want Mitch Trubisky all 17? Like for me, if you're the Steelers, it's let's draft a rookie, let's see what he's got, and then maybe 4 years from now we're in the same spot, and maybe we'll be in a better position to get someone who is better than Kenny.
Well, I don't know when he's a free agent, but maybe that's.
Well, he was a 2nd-round pick, right?
Yeah.
So 4 years. There's no 5th-year option. So you get 4 years of Kenny. This is year 2. This is year 2 of Kenny.
Might be year 3.
Is it year 3? I thought, it might be year 3. But again, right, and he's cheaper. So now you ain't got to pay a whole bunch of money. You ain't got to pay Jimmy G all this money. You ain't got to pay, Gardner Minshew all this money. You paying a 2nd-round pick. Pickett was a 1st round? Even better, even more. Thank you, Kyle. More cost control. Now you can pick up his 5th-year option. So, yeah.
And then do what with it?
What, the 5th-year option? So if Kenny is good, or if you think Kenny is the future, you get an extra year, you pick up that 5th-year option. It's just another year of a cheap quarterback or more affordable quarterback.
Oh, you're saying, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so if Kenny is what you think he is, you pick up his 5th-year option. And if you want to part ways, do what the Commanders did with Chase Young. Don't pick it up.
Just trade him. What do you think about that trade?
I think the 49ers defensive line was already stacked, and this helps them. But at the same time, can anyone tell me the last time Chase Young made a play that made you say, okay, there's the number 2 overall pick, or there's the top 5 pick?
Uh-oh. You think so?
I'm asking that. That's a serious question. When is the last time Chase Young made a play and you were like, oh,
Do you
Chase
think that he
Young.
will get more? He should get more one-on-one looks now on this
I
line.
mean, he would the defensive line in Washington is, I would say, at the same, or if not close to the same level as San Francisco. Like their D tackles are better than San Francisco's, maybe not the ends. You had Montez Sweat, Allen, Payne, Chase on the other side. Chase was getting a lot of one-on-ones anyway. Like the Commanders' D line is the best part of that team.
That I will agree with you on. That I do agree.
I don't know how much sweeter. Like Bosa's not producing at the level that he's being paid at. So I think it helps, right? It doesn't. Chase Young doesn't hurt your team, but I'm just asking, like, when's the last time Chase Young did something that made you stand back and was like, okay, I get it.
My mind goes back to that playoff game, and I think it was against Tom Brady.
And how long was that? Was that 2-3 years ago? And I know he's been hurt, and I don't want to hold that against him, but he's been healthy all year.
Maybe it's been 2 seasons.
Yeah, like he's hurt, and now he's healthy. Like this year, he hasn't. Like there hasn't been a Chase Young play.
Because Tom quit, then came back, then quit again.
Yeah, like when, and not to say that he can't get back to that level. I just haven't seen like Chase Young take over a game the same way I've seen like Joey Bosa take over a game, or some of the other elite defense, like Hassan Reddick. I haven't seen Chase Young make the play.
I love that. We'll see. Yes, we'll see. All right. Another thing we'll see. What about this NFL MVP race? The NFL media and the script writers and everyone who controls the script.
Yep.
They can't pick a QB because there isn't really a QB to highlight as the NFL MVP.
Nope. It should be Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. That's the race.
What did AJ Brown do to get into this conversation?
AJ Brown had, was it 5 or 6 games with over 125 yards in a row, which has never been done. He leads. He's second in the league in receiving yards. I think Tyreek has 1,027 and AJ has like 1,004. Like it's closer than most people realize. Like it's those two. I mean, yeah, McCaffrey does lead the league in rushing. I would throw McCaffrey in there. Yeah. Kelly, that's a good point. Yeah, I just, like you said, it's a lot of non-quarterbacks. I know Myles Garrett doesn't. Yeah, I was about to say Myles Garrett doesn't lead the league in sacks. The guy in Minnesota has 10. Myles Garrett has 9.5. But again, Myles Garrett makes the plays that we're asking Chase Young to make, right? High leverage situations, Myles Garrett is coming through.
Okay, I'm trying to think of who else. What about
Exactly. Who you got?
Yeah, you're right. This one's tough.
Like
this one's tough.
Myles, AJ, and Tyreek. Like those are your 3.
Hey, Keely said it's a great pick for MVP. Rookie of the year, I think we talked about it. We know CJ Stroud is more than likely winning this. Do you think
I don't know. Puka.
Nah.
Puka's top 5 in the league in receiving.
Yeah, but he ain't got his quarterback.
That's true. And he is not a quarterback.
Do you think this rookie season that CJ Stroud is having is entering him in the ranks amongst like Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, RG3, Trevor Lawrence, etc.?
He's on the way. Like he has, like RG3 had the pick at the Superdome with his hands up. Like CJ's had his moment. Just need a few more. We just need a little bit more. Not the kind of game last week like that's an impossible. Or was it 4 TDs over 300 yards passing? But let him get a couple more comebacks under his belt. Let him make a wild throw here and there. Like we'd start to have that conversation.
What about Aiden O'Connell? What do you think about him and the Raiders?
I mean,
head coach fired the guy.
He's cool.
Do you know who he is?
No, I was trying to play that off. Who was Aiden O'Connell?
That's the quarterback that played for the Raiders this week. They benched Jimmy Garoppolo. They started him. They drafted him out of maybe Purdue.
Let me ask you a question. Would you take him over CJ Stroud?
Well, if I was an NFL GM and CJ Stroud had already been drafted. Is that
sure. No, I'm saying like you saying maybe he could be. Are you trying to say that Aiden O'Connell could be in the Rookie of the Year conversation?
I mean, unless he goes crazy. If he goes crazy the last month and a half of the season,
Yeah, I think it's CJ's to lose.
yeah,
And
I think.
Puka's right behind him.
Well, Puka one has to stay healthy, and I think he has to get his quarterback back because he needs him to put up numbers.
That's true.
Speaking of numbers, the college football playoff came out with their first ranking. Danny,
Yes.
we got the forthcoming college football playoff, the end of the year, and the rankings were in this order, and I believe it's still in this order: The Ohio State University, University of Georgia, Michigan, and Florida State.
Yep.
Danny, do you agree or disagree with the current rankings?
I agree. In the committee, they're in a great situation where this is going to sort itself out. There is no right. Ohio State has to play Michigan. That's going to sort itself out. The first two out are Washington and Oregon. That's going to settle itself out. The only thing for me is Florida State. Florida State's undefeated, but outside of LSU, like what's their like? Let's say you have an undefeated Florida State team and an undefeated Washington team who just ran through the Pac-12. What some would say is the most competitive league in the country right now. Like it's a very easy decision to put Washington in over Florida State.
Is it? Because I would say that Florida State has a win over an SEC opponent, a good one. They also have a good win. They have a good win over Clemson, which isn't who isn't as bad as people say they are, and they might play Florida State, and then of course they have the ACC championship.
So here's what Washington has: a win over Arizona. They were ranked 23rd at the time. Arizona was. Oregon was ranked 6th. Washington was 5th. So that's a top 10 opponent. Beat them. They beat USC. USC wasn't ranked. This week they play Utah. Utah's 13th. Next week they play Oregon State. Oregon State is 12th. Like you're telling me that LSU victory holds that much weight that Washington can beat 5-6 ranked teams, one of those teams in the top 10, and they're still out. And they'd have to go in the Pac-12 championship, which is probably going to be another rematch against Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go through that, no, dog, Florida State, you got to go. Oh, congratulations, you beat Syracuse in the ACC championship.
But then who are you putting in to keep Florida State out?
Washington, because Washington is the first one out. Yeah, so it's Washington. Florida State is 4 and Washington is 5. Correct.
I'm asking who would you take out from the original 4 though?
Florida State.
To put Washington in.
Yes, no question. You can't beat 6 ranked opponents and
but you
not
have to
get in.
But what do you say to someone who says that Ohio State and Michigan should cancel each other out, so only one of them will get in?
I would accept that too, because that's right. They're in the same division, so the Big 12 championship game would not be a rematch. It would be the winner of the other side of the bracket, because Ohio State and Michigan are in the same.
I think the Pac-12 might be one conference though.
The Pac-12 does not do that. The Big 10 does. So yeah, if you want to hold that against them, again, it goes back to strength of schedule. Does that one win over LSU put Florida State in the same realm as Ohio State and Michigan, who have played maybe a couple ranked opponents in one,
right?
Outside of whoever loses to the other,
right?
To me, I would take Florida State out.
I don't think you can take Florida State out, but I guess we see. I say take Michigan out ASAP, no Rocky.
Oh, that's because you're an Ohio State fan.
I'm also a Bama fan.
So,
of the initial 4, who do you feel most confident in being there when it's time for the final selection Sunday? Of the 4 that
I want to pick Ohio State so bad because Marvin Harrison Jr. is just that dude, but I can't trust Ryan Day. UGA, Brock Bowers is out hurt. They're still finding ways to win. That Mizzou game for a while Saturday, I was like, ooh, it's getting spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Georgia can survive without Brock Bowers long term. I don't want to pick them. This is going to sound crazy, and I'm probably going to be wrong. They're not even in the top 4 but give me Washington. Like sometimes it just feels right. Everything has fallen Washington's way this year. They have the Heisman Trophy winner potentially. I mean, so Ohio State, Michigan, dog, tell me how many times you watch Ryan Day wet the bed on the big stage.
Hey, he couldn't have kicked that field goal yesterday. That wasn't him.
I'm just saying, when Ryan Day driving the bus, it seems like it comes up.
Let me tell you something. I look at the 4.
Yep.
Start with Ohio State. I got confidence in Ohio State. I got confidence in
chill, Bam.
I got confidence. What's number 2? UGA. You got to. They've won X amount of games in a row.
Yeah. Well, let's look at UGA's schedule. Keep going.
I got confidence in 3 is Michigan. This is where I start to lose confidence. And this is where I would say that I like either Oregon or someone from the field.
Oh, you think Texas might be able to sneak back in there?
Why not? I think there's a conference missing in the Big 12 that would like to be represented. And I think why not try to get them represented? Especially if some are going to be moving soon. Get that recognition. Why not?
UGA plays Ole Miss, who is ranked 10th, but that's in Athens, and then they have to go to Tennessee next week, and Tennessee's ranked 14th. That's tough. And after that, you play Georgia Tech.
We're not scared of anything from them.
I'm just saying, even if you make it through that and you beat Georgia Tech, Bama's sitting right there waiting for you at the SEC championship game.
Bam says that Ryan Day is keeping Coach Prime's seat warm.
Dog, Deion Sanders is not going to Ohio State.
All right, you want to get to our quick hitters?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's start some NBA. First off, we want to send our sincerest prayers out to CJ McCollum, who was diagnosed with a lung issue.
Collapsed right lung.
Collapsed right lung a few days ago on the court. It's real scary. So, CJ, if you hear this, hope you're getting better, feeling better. Speedy recovery, my brother. Godspeed. Praying for you and your family. Also, while we were gone, James Harden was traded to the LA Clippers. Danny, what are your thoughts on this trade?
James Harden should be the union rep for the players. Ain't nobody get out of contract faster than him. There's no one who's better at getting out of a situation. In regards to on the court, I mean, I guess. Like, there's only one basketball. Russell Westbrook needs the basketball to be effective. James Harden needs the basketball to be effective. Kawhi, maybe not so much. Paul George needs the basketball to be effective. I don't know how this works. I don't know who playing defense. I don't know what this rotation look like. But Achilles, the Clippers are not the best team in the league.
Okay, pause on the Clippers real quick. How are you feeling about your Mavericks?
The Mavericks are the top seed in the West right now. Now I will say they really the one team they did play, the Nuggets, lost to, but it was the Mavericks seem to get off to these slow starts and then come out of halftime. And just like last night, they played Orlando. Like 2 nights ago, they played Charlotte. They were down by like 20. They won. Last night, they were in Orlando. They were down by like 12 at half, and they came back and won. Hey, man, Derek Lively. Whoo, buddy.
Oh, he nice. He nice. Yo, why is Achilles in the chat saying the Clippers are the best team in the league?
I don't know. I'm trying to ignore it because that's the craziest thing I think I've heard.
Where do you rank? How do you feel about the Nuggets and their efforts to repeat?
They're the best team in the league.
Yeah.
It's the Nuggets and then it's the Celtics. Even though the Celtics lost to Ant-Man last night, what'd I say about Ant-Man? Ant-Man took over at halftime. Ant-Man MVP season here. We here.
He different. He told y'all he not here to play. And he did not come to play.
And his shoes are fire. Adidas finally got one right. It took 7 wrongs, but they finally got one right.
Did the NBA get it right with the in-season tournament? You've been watching some of them games in the courts?
The courts are terrible. I thought
hilarious.
I thought I was having a seizure. It looked like someone squirted a Pop-Tart on the floor. And And can we talk about the Heat floor? What? That's not a pause moment. No, play.
Word Pop Tarts.
Yeah, like the filling of a Pop Tart.
Bam. Bam. Get your man.
No.
Get your
Bam.
man, Bam.
Stay down. Stand down, man. That no.
Keely. Nah, Keely, get him. I'm Keely was
Nope.
already roasting you earlier.
Nah, he called me Steve Harvey. Fuck that. Hey,
No.
you know what? You know what sucks about being a bald black man?
Now what
since we're
your
here?
ass say? Hold on. Go ahead.
You get called every other bald black man on earth. I've been called Suge Knight. I've been called Steve Harvey. Achilles said, let him call in. How do we add people?
Squirt a Pop Tart. No,
There it
we're
is. Achilles, what's your email address, Achilles? We can send this.
we
Wait,
we can have
Well,
callers?
I think we can add people like we did. When we have guests, we just send them the link.
Hold on. Before we do that, I just wanna play this. This is you.
What your ass say? Yeah. I mean, your ass.
Achilles, this him?
Hey, yo, Black Kingpin is not an insult. I appreciate that.
That's you. That's you. That's all I be
And
hearing.
that's just the curse of
And what
being
your
bald and
ass
black.
say?
That's
What
the
your
curse
ass
of-
say?
that's the curse
Listen,
of
while
being
we're
bald and
here,
black, dog.
let's talk a little Dynasty while
Just
we're
do
here.
it.
Listen, as I look at the league, this Dynasty league that I am the commissioner of, people, we're talking about a 10-team Dynasty league.
Oh, that
So
league
look
been
at this
on
Dynasty
fire.
league. Huh?
League been on fire the past week.
It has been. As I look at this league, the one thing that I find very funny, I'm at the bottom of the standings.
Yep.
I'm at the very, very bottom of the standings. Danny, you got the league jumping with a trade. You want to talk us through this trade? Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today,
Hold on, fan. Achilles, keep it when you get on here. You calling me a bowling pin. You better not come up here looking dusty or ashy, because we're going to send you to the pits of hell. Because don't nobody know what you look like. You better not come up on here being ashy, dog. My brother in Christ, you come up here with one flaw, I'm gonna throw gas on you.
I'm trying to talk a little fantasy. So earlier today, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, there was a trade made.
Danny and Kyle made a trade. Danny got a second round pick and a third for Deontay Johnson. Who? Talk us through the thought process.
The thought process, Deion Johnson, since after Sunday, hadn't caught a touchdown since Ben Roethlisberger was his quarterback. That was the thinking. I'm so tired of having that man in my lineup and him pissing himself. Get him off my team. That was
No, do tell more. No, do tell more. Do tell more.
He hadn't scored a touchdown since Big Ben was dressed. No, dog. He had to get the hell off my team. I'm so tired of Deontay Johnson and potential and what he could be. Fine.
How do you feel about Christian Watson?
We can talk later. Someone, Achilles, I hope you put your chapstick on, because Steve Harvey and Kingpin was cool. What's your email, Achilles? And don't give me your mama email. What's your email?
Anyway, back to this Dynasty League.
Yes.
Listen, I'm looking at the standings. I'm in 10th place, ladies and gentlemen. I am 2-7. I've scored the least amount of points in the league. My defense it's bad. Second worst defense in the league, third worst defense in the league, only behind Gator J and Kyle. But here's my thing, Danny. I really think in a couple of years this team's going to be really good. I really feel like this team in a few years. Listen, I got to figure out what I want to do with some of these quarterbacks. So I'm gonna put some quarterbacks on the trade market, see if anybody's interested. I got the Nasty Man. I'll put Jared Goff on the trade block. Hopefully I can try to hold on to Hopefully, I can try to hang on to Trevor Lawrence. What do you think about Dante Foreman? Like, what do you think they're going to do with him?
That's a great question. Kyle, what do you think?
Kyle, yeah, let us know. Kyle, Dante Foreman and the Bears, do you think it's even worth, like, what do you think they're going to do with him? If anyone's interested in Tank Bigsby, I'm putting him on the trade block.
Make sure I have my ducks in a row. Oh, I checked it.
Jake Bobo.
That sounds like a security guard.
Bam. See, Bam. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this audio adventure, Bam says that that I am a desperate brother trying to trade QBs in a 1 QB league. He also says, Kyle says that he thinks the Bears will run a 3-way running back by committee. Good thing I have Alexander Madison.
Okay. I was confused by the acronym for a second there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like I need to make another trade or two, but I don't know if I really want to trade anyone in my starting lineup. I'll tell you what, though, if someone's interested in maybe a tight end.
You do have a lot of tight ends.
Someone's interested. I got a couple. I got a couple tight ends. Bam says we're not buying those poo-poo quarterbacks. Bam, I can tell you, Lamar Jackson hasn't been the hottest fantasy QB in the league, but go off though, brother.
I will say one thing I appreciate about this league. There's a lot of trash talking.
It's funny. It's a lot of trash talking, yet the same people that be trash talking be the ones that be making the trades.
Oh, what up, dusty ass nigga? How's it going?
Oh, not the N word. This is a.
Oh,
Here we
so
go.
sorry. My bad. Am I not allowed to say that here? Hold on.
Oh my god. Yo, off the rip. Oh, thank you, Kyle. What an intro. What? Yo, D, put that in your drop as a DJ. Like that. Forget the wrestling promo. That's the drop. Tell us to go home.
Oh,
Jeff about to be like, yo, get out.
oh, brother.
Yo.
All right. So you want to talk through your trade?
Yeah. Like I said,
I'm just here to listen. I'm just here to listen to the.
You're just here to
I just
listen?
want to know the thought process, man. What's
Yeah,
the thought
like I
process?
said.
Achille was
so-
fed up with the trade. He wanted to know why.
Yeah, Achille was calling the police. So, like I said, Deontay Johnson hasn't scored a touchdown since Ben Roethlisberger was his quarterback. Until
How many
this past
catches did he
Sunday.
have last year?
Dog, I had him all last year, and I was pissed off every week.
How many
I
catches
hated
did he
that
have?
boy.
How
I
many
don't
catches?
know.
Did he have?
I'm sure you have it pulled up there. You can see through the internet. How many catches did he have?
It was a lot, man. I don't have the exact number. The point is, he's an excellent receiver. Like what?
Dog, I can see why.
Okay, I have a question. I
have
hold
an
on.
answer.
Bam.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Bam.
I want to know.
Yep.
What do you think you're going to be able to do with that second and third round pick? Like, what's the likelihood that you get even half of the production that Deontay would give you? Like, what do you like?
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Bam said this was a dog. I hate Deontay Johnson. That man has pissed me off.
It sounds like you have a personal vendetta against this. Like, what did he do?
I do.
Is he the one that took your hairline away? What happened, man?
Oh, not coming from the extra from every TV show ever, every black TV show. You in the background at the college. I seen you in Fresh Prince. I seen you in Family Matters. You everywhere, dog. I know you got bread. I know you every extra's dream.
Every
And then
what?
You the extra. You tried to be Malcolm X, and they're like, no, dog, but you can stand in the back.
You want to know something about Malcolm X? You want to know something funny about that? Look at
I
this.
know you ain't got him on your wall. I know you don't have Malcolm X on your wall. I
No,
knew it.
this is my
I
post-
knew
this is
it.
my
I
living room.
knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Who is that?
I knew it.
Oh, hold on. Do you see that, man? Hold on.
Is that Malcolm X and Jesus?
This is my poster. Hold on. It's terrible quality. Do you see that, man?
No, I can't. Tell me who it is. That's Malcolm.
Wait, how do I flip the camera?
I knew it. He should have came. No, where's your? Oh no, where you go?
Hold up. I'm trying to flip
There
the
you are.
camera. I just can't see properly.
Oh man.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Can you see now, though?
Yes, sir.
Bam.
Malcolm X.
Bam.
Who's
No,
next to him?
Bam.
Who's next
who
to
is
him?
that?
Who is that?
I
Who's
can't
that?
tell. I really. Why don't you just
That's
tell
Martin
me?
Luther King.
Hey, he got Barack Obama.
That's
He
Obama.
got Barack Obama
And
and
that's
Harriet
Nelson
Tubman.
Mandela.
Hey, dog.
Malcolm X.
You live in the
Ladies and
barbershop?
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is an episode 121 of Speak On It. I don't know what the fuck we got going on.
Ain't no fucking
Yo,
way. You live in a barbershop,
Put some
dog?
respect. Put some respect on my name. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, dog. You
Ladies
got
and
the little,
gentlemen.
you got the little hotep hat on your dresser, like you be
Oh
standing.
man. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, but if you want to talk about, no, I can't. I'm not a hotep. I'm not. I'm not. A
You got the little hat Charlie Brown be wearing, staring out the window.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I have Egyptian carvings in the form of a necklace.
Okay, so
and a
you
pendant.
only
No,
sleep on 500 thread sheets.
only.
Yeah.
But I can honestly, I just want to come in and roast you just a little bit. But I have to say, like, you're not. The likelihood of you replacing Deontay Johnson's production is very low, and I think that was it's just a taco move, man. That's just how I feel.
A taco move? What does that mean?
You never watched the league?
No, I didn't. But
Oh,
Tell
it's
me.
a fun. Anyway, there's a
I know what the
character
league
on
is.
there,
I
his
just
name's
never watched
Taco.
it.
No.
So does ESPN pay you for the next gen stats? I know you see everything on the field.
Everything's in 4D, baby. That's what I used to read the data before I make trades.
Oh, okay.
Trade calculators real clear.
You know what's
Get 'em.
But
crazy?
I actually do want to know, did you use the trade calculator though?
I did not.
If so, which
that
one?
one was a complete get Deontay Johnson off my.
Okay.
I got a
no,
question
I
for
just,
you. I got a question. You talking a lot, but there's only one win that separates us. Like you're 5-4 and I'm 4-5. Like you beating your chest like you 7-1, and you 2 losses away from being in the consolation bracket.
You're not wrong. But if you look at points for, I think I'm
Yeah,
outscoring
I'm not
by
looking at
least.
points. I'm looking at the record.
Fair
You talking
enough.
about secondary? I'm talking about the primary. You talking
Michael
about the record.
Smith. Michael Smith. Oh
Michael
yeah,
Smith has-
who
you're
put
Michael
that
Smith
down
more
there?
than me.
Yo, get out of here, man.
You look like Michael Smith has hair. Michael Smith has the magic eraser hair just like you.
You know, once upon a time they told me I looked like Obama.
No, they
How-
didn't.
Hold on.
was this before or after you gave her cocaine?
Man,
My
first
bad.
of all,
That
you're
was-
disrespecting 2 people right now. Don't bring
That was
him
crazy.
into this.
My bad. How drunk
What-
were they when they
I
told you
need-
you look like Obama?
I need
How
to know
drunk
what
were you?
I need to know what Obama they said you look like because it was not
Yo,
me.
listen. I'm
It
serious.
wasn't Barack.
Yo, D, that was kind of disrespectful, man. Like, do you want me to do a lookalike for you?
Yes.
Please do.
You know what? I actually got something for you. Hold on. You ever watch MasterChef?
I think I've
Can
seen
I
a little
share?
bit.
Can I drop pictures in here somehow? Or
I don't think
if
so.
I said, hold on. If
I can share
Daniel,
my
send
screen.
the
If you give
picture.
me a name, I can find it and share the screen.
oh, facts. Hold on. Let me just
Oh, come on. You got to have the insult ready to go. You can't be like, I got an insult. Wait a minute. Dog, this-
name.
this about to be
I don't
something.
remember. It's in from MasterChef, like season 12 or something like that.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Why are you bringing?
Hold on,
numbers
you're
to a
gonna
hoops
see it
argument?
though. Like I was gonna ask, like, do you like to cook? Because you look like this dude, 100%. There's no way.
Oh, is he talking to me? We're talking to Tristan. There's a couple of Tristans. What's Tristan's
I
last
can't
name?
get over the Michael Smith comment. I'm not gonna hold you, Bam.
I don't look anything like Michael Smith. Michael Smith has hair.
No, he said Rojo looks like Michael Smith.
He does look like Michael Smith. No, he about to get back on this camera with something wild. I know it.
Oh man, I can tell you that was one of the funniest laughs I've had in a minute.
My man came on with the slur immediately.
Then it was like, oh my bad.
Where'd he go?
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. We were trying to talk about our dynasty league. Kyle, Bam, and
I'll fight after. We could talk
guys,
Unless you
guys,
guys want me to get off, I can leave if you want. I don't.
No, please. This has been great.
I got a
great.
question.
Yes.
How
What's
does
up?
everyone feel about Keaton Mitchell from the Baltimore Ravens?
He's. I was gonna say he's the black 8-chain, but 8-chain's black.
Well,
too.
Rojo, you probably saw him practice today from the house, right?
They're both no. They're both him and 8-chain are basically the same player. The only difference is Keaton Mitchell played against like bottom tier college opponents, and that's not his fault. Had he played against the best of the best like 8-chain did and dominated like he did, then he probably would have been drafted maybe in the 4th round instead or something. But like 8-chain's profile is insane, but Keaton Mitchell is special. I mean, you all saw it. Like for me, he already passed the eye test in preseason. I know they shouldn't say, you shouldn't say that like, oh, it's a preseason game like sold me, because a lot of people go off from preseason and do nothing ever again. But if you look at the story, it started with Keaton Mitchell being unrestricted free agent. He gets picked up by Baltimore, and he makes the team. So if you look at Baltimore's roster, they're basically almost like a farm team for other players. Their rejects get signed immediately a lot of times. Same thing with like Patriots players, same thing with Steelers players. Some of these franchises are just excellent at what they do, and they consistently have extremely talented and deep rosters. So when Baltimore keeps a player and they start, I don't care if they were, a UDFA. If he makes the team, like that says a lot about how they feel about them. And so, and then you combine that with the tape. He looks like 8-chain. He looks amazing to me. Like I wasn't expecting this. Like, but yeah, I was high on him. I've been high on him for a while. I picked him up in quite a few leagues.
Are you?
But yeah, man, I love him. League winner. I'm going to throw it out there. Whoever people that pick him up, he can put you over the top, man. I think he's a league winner.
Thank you, because I will be picking him up.
League winner. Drop all your fab on him.
I'm picking him up.
Balls. Whoa.
He's 8-chain.
What the?
He's 8-chain.
Hey, whoa! First off,
Whoa.
Keely, that was wild. That was wild.
And he just glossed over it. Drop your fab on him.
I know the acronym. He means.
I know the acronym, but
that's
whoo.
nasty.
Whoa! What happened?
You
what
said
did I say? I
drop
missed.
all your fab on him, dog.
What the fuck? Yo, excuse me. What are you talking about? What's wrong with fab? What is fab? Free agent acquisition, but
I know what fab is. It just sounded wild.
you know what? You guys are too sensitive to the pod. You guys sound like you sound like Cameron and Mace right now.
Oh,
Like every little
First of all, Cameron
dog,
disrespect will never prosper. Cameron one of the best rappers ever.
Guys, you know
Cameron. Purple Haze was top tier. What do you mean?
Keaton Mitchell is a free agent
I love
in our
some
league.
diplomats, man. But yeah, Keaton Mitchell. Sorry, I could talk going crazy.
He is a free agent in our dynasty league right now.
Yeah.
And you just picked him up?
Yeah, y'all have no chance. I want y'all to know y'all have no chance.
I mean, you're the commissioner. You can do whatever you want to do.
No, I'm saying y'all have no chance of getting them because I'm number 1 on the waiver wire.
Oh, okay.
So I've already put in the claim, so don't even worry.
Okay.
You're welcome. There's the free game for you.
Well, if it was free, why didn't you pick him up?
Well, you guys need a chance, man. Have you seen my roster?
Okay.
Akili, before we let you go, how do you feel about your chances to go and win it all this year with your current roster at 5-4?
I think I have like a 60% chance, which I think is really,
You
really
do
good.
have a good chance. Like, I'm not saying you don't have a good chance.
Like maybe even 65, but I think 60. I think I have a really good team.
Well, I hope AJ
How would you
Brown
feel
wins
if
the Super
someone
Bowl.
tried to trade you Christian Watson or Romeo Dubs?
I'd say I already have Jaden Reed, and that's the player I want in that team, or in that. For those wide receivers, a lot of times I'll like if I think it's all even or if it's close enough, I'll just take the cheapest option. And Jaden Reed right now is a lot cheaper, but I think he has a chance to turn into potentially like the highest target earning receiver on the team. Because I don't know, Christian Watson can't stay healthy. Sometimes he can't even catch. Romeo Dubs is a stud though. He's really good, but I like Jaden Reed's talent. So I don't really want either of them. If it was a different league, I'd consider
Okay.
it if I didn't have a piece. But I don't really want like two Green Bay wide receivers on the same team, especially with shallower rosters. Now, after the changes we potentially make to the league, then maybe I'd be more interested if I had a deeper roster. But as it is, was that a trade request?
I mean, no, he disappeared.
Wait, I do have a quick question though. What part of the country are you guys in? Because I went to New York, and then I went to Miami, and I would love to get a chance to talk shit to you face to face over a beer. That'd be great. Watch a game. We're like,
well, I am in Virginia.
Virginia. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I am in Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, I feel like these are places that I'm very unlikely to visit. But
yeah, the racism is big down here.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard Virginia's bad for that, man. I've heard a few places. I heard like Mississippi is not good.
Well, Brett Favre lives in Mississippi, so yeah.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you guys have a good barbecue over there, though.
Hey, man, I make a meat. I was about to say something real wild. I'm a great barbecue. I was about to say something real wild.
Why don't you tell them how you smoke peanuts?
I didn't smoke the peanuts. I thought about it. I thought about smoking peanuts.
That does sound pretty crazy, though. But man, hey, I appreciate you guys having me out here. I listen. Next time, if we have something more structured and I have talking points for myself instead of just coming in, shots firing.
I think don't worry, brother. You are welcome back anytime. We appreciate you hopping in.
Good times, man. We should do like a panel or something with like a couple of league members, and
we'll get
all
it
talk
going.
a bunch of smack.
We'll set it up. We'll set it up before the end of the year.
That'll turn into
a shootout. Y'all. Appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Love it. Still tune in whenever I can.
Later, brother. Appreciate you hopping in.
Man. Peace out, guys. It was real.
Appreciate you, Achille.
Danny. Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Listen.
Whoa! Before we get
out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Let me tell you. So I just put some players in the trade on the trading block. Greg sends me a trade. Daniel Bellinger for Fred Warner.
I don't know, man. I've lost all confidence. The way you guys roasted me today, I have no confidence.
So here's what I'm going to do. I don't want any tight end. I don't want any tight end.
You know what, D? I'll tell you what I was about to say off air. Bam, I am a good cook. I'm a great cook. I make dinner in this house every Sunday, and it revolves around the grill. I smoke the Thanksgiving turkey every year.
I'm about to offer him. Would you take this deal?
Don't ask me anything. I'm a terrible GM. Howie Roseman would be ashamed, but we can ask the chat.
Fred Warner for Rashee Rice? No, I'm not going to do that to him. Honestly, no, I'm just going to decline this trade. I'm not even going to try to go back and forth with him. He's not serious. Daniel Bellinger for Fred Warner. What are we talking about here? Am I crazy for thinking this trade's ridiculous?
A little bit. I'm kidding. No, you're right. While you're here, have you played Spider-Man 2 yet?
Not yet. Okay. Not yet. I'm going to ask him for a 2026 third round pick.
That sounds good. D.
Danny, let the people know where to. Let the people know where to find you. Oh no, I'm replying to a trade. Let the people know where to find you, my good man.
You can find me on the X app. I hate calling the X app. It sounds like you're one. I'll tell you something crazy that happened to me off air again. Find me on the Bird app, Danny Ocean 41. Find us on your socials, speak on _pod. Again, For those of you who may not be as enthusiastic to jump on with us, but still want to ask us questions, send us an email, speakonitpod14@gmail.com. Again, Akili, thank you for jumping on. That was a blast. Thank you for, I think he and I went back and forth for like 2 hours earlier. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate the banter. D, I'm running out of things to say.
Listen, make sure you follow me at LosDemix. That's at LOSDEEMIX on Instagram, Twitter, IG, Twitch. I think coming out of my set last week, I definitely feel like Twitch is another place I got to be more active. I got to look at my setup. Like, I don't know what would be a good setup. So this camera right here, this camera right here was my previous streaming camera. I don't know how I want to set it up right, because I was thinking about getting a camera that goes over my hands, but I could. But like I could maneuver that camera in a way that it watches my hands, or I could be right here and I'm playing it. I don't know. I gotta think about that.
I think whatever you do, the championship belt has to be in the screenshot. So if it's over it's your hands, like your championship belt is beside the mixer. Like, I really love that the wrestling theme. Like, lean into that joint as hard as you can.
I think I should. Listen, everyone, make sure you follow us on socials. You make sure you follow.
Oh, you just got to reply.
Make sure you follow us on socials. Make sure you continue to speak on it. We here, and we're gonna continue to be here. Bam, I do like the idea of 2 cameras. I just got to figure out where my second one will come from. We'll figure it out. Before we get out of here, bam, Michigan sign sealing. It's a big deal. You fuckers are cheating. And that's why y'all lost to TCU, and y'all are going to lose a game this year to a team that you have no business losing to, because that's what the football gods want.
Y'all have a blessed night.
Peace.